Hello, you're watching World News on Metro Globe Network live from Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm Putri Emelli and here are tonight's top stories. During a news conference on Friday following an EU summit, European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen stressed that vaccines were the answer to the rapidly spreading Omicron variant of the coronavirus and announced the bloc had made an order for variant-specific adapted jabs. Von der Leyen warned that health systems across the continent were already overstretched and that the variant was spreading at a ferocious pace. The Afghanistan currency Afghani depreciated more than 11% of its value against the US dollar within a day earlier this week before recovering slightly. This depreciation is expected to worsen the already severe economic crisis over in Chile ahead of the second electoral round that will determine the country's next leader. The far-right Chilean presidential candidate Jose Antonio Cast held his last campaign rally on Thursday. At least 3 people were reported dead in the Philippines on Friday after a strong typhoon engulfed villages in floods that trapped residents on roofs, toppled trees, and knocked out power in southern and central island provinces. More than 300,000 villagers had fled to safety before the onslaught. In the meantime, in Japan, more than 20 people were feared dead after a fire broke out Friday in a building in Osaka. Police were investigating arson as a possible cause. In other news, to mark the 10th anniversary of the death of their former leader, Kim Jong-il, North Koreans observed a 3-minute silence at midday on Friday. President Joe Biden toured the aftermath of a deadly tornado strike that rampaged through the middle of the United States, doing the most damage in the state of Kentucky. Dozens were killed in that state alone, and more than 100 people are missing. VOA White House correspondent Anita Powell reports from the White House. Up next on World News, Indonesia's gamelan becomes part of UNESCO's Welcome back to World News. The UNESCO's 16th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage in Paris, France on December 15th has recognized gamelan as an intangible cultural heritage. Of the 77 police precincts in New York City, 3 have Russian-speaking immigrants as commanding officers. It's a point of pride for the local Russian community that makes its home here. Misha Gutkin has the story as narrated by Anna Rice. Coming up on our top entertainment news tonight, Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand premiered The Tragedy of Macbeth. And you're back on World News. In our top entertainment news tonight, this week's trailer from Mola, Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand premiered The Tragedy of Macbeth, and influential master of cinema Steven Spielberg turns 75 on Saturday.
Let's make some music.
And that's it for World News tonight. Before we go, though, we're leaving you with a splash of glitz and glamour as Sarajevo's historic city hall lit up on Thursday with a fashion show in which models wore creations conceived and made by refugees. I'm Putri Emelli. Stay safe, good night, and have a nice weekend.